Hi guys, it's Ginger. Last time we did it's been a while since I recorded, but we either did I think we did part of chapter 9. It was a long one. Remember Abimelech, who is Gideon's son from his mistress from Shechem, who clearly wasn't, she was like a Canaanite type of woman. He killed his 70 brothers, and then he talked the people into Shechem as naming him as a makeshift king. And the only living brother, the living brother, Jotham, the one living son that escaped. I think he was the youngest maybe, I don't know, Jotham. Anyway, he spoke a curse over not only his brother, his murderous brother, Abimelech, but also the people of Shechem who empowered him, and the curse came true. Let me read the last two verses of chapter 9. You know, I've listened to a lot of stuff lately where people dispute whether our words have power, but I really believe they do. Now, we're not God in any shape or form, but we are made in God's image, and his words have power, and ours have some power too. I mean, this curse that Jotham spoke over his brother and the people of Shechem definitely came true. So let me read the last two verses of chapter 9. Thus God repaid the wickedness of Abimelech, which he had done to his father in killing his 70 brothers. Also God returned all the wickedness of the men of Shechem on their heads, and the curse of Jotham, the son of Jerubbaal, came upon them. So anyway, let's jump right in and read chapter 10. And I will be referencing this here and there, I think. Deluxe Then and Now Bible Notes. Okay. Now, in this chapter, we're going to have two kings. What's up? We're going to have two judges, but we don't know much about them. If God told us everything from history, we'd have millions of volumes, He tells us what he wants us to know. But let's just read this. We don't know a lot about these next two judges. The judges that we've had so far have been, I have a list here, Othniel, Ehud, Shamgar, Deborah, and Gideon. And now we're going to have Tola and Jair. Now after Abimelech died, Tola the son of Punah, the son of Dodo, a man of Issachar, arose to save Israel. And he lived in Shamir in the hill country of Ephraim. So the hill country of Ephraim is, here's Ephraim, the territory of Ephraim. Right there. The look is kind of off. I don't know exactly where the hills are. He lived there. Tola did. He judged Israel 23 years. Then he died and was buried in Shamir. Is Shamir on there? I wonder if I can find it. It might be on a map here, but I'm not seeing it. Shamir. But anyway, so we don't know anything else about him. I mean, that's what we know. So it's kind of interesting. I'm sure a lot happened in those 23 years, and we don't know who was oppressing them at the time, because these judges were raised up in order to help Israel overcome whoever was suppressing them at the time, okay? But we don't know. We don't know any of those details. We just know that he was a judge. Okay, so he died, and then after him, Jair, the Gileadite, arose and judged Israel 22 years. So 23 years for the first judge, Shamir, and then Jair, 22 years, so 45 years. That's a long time, and yet we're not getting details here. So you can't help but wonder what happened. He had 30 sons. Now this is a Jair. He had 30 sons who rode on 30 donkeys. And they had 30 cities in the land of Gilead that are called Havloth Jair to this day. It's okay, kitty. It's okay, kitty. My kitty's crying. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm not seeing it on the map. But that's a long time, 45 years to not know what happened. Now, this guy, Jair, he's obviously rich because he had 30 sons who had 30 donkeys. Okay, it says they had 30 donkeys in the land of Gilead. Here's Gilead. Right there. On this other map. Hold on, guys. I want to see what territory it was in. Okay, so it's in East Manasseh. Where's it at? Oh, I'm pointing to the wrong. It's over there. So anyway, he obviously was rich because he had 30 sons that had 30 donkeys. So in order to have these donkeys, they had to have money. And they had 30 cities in the land of Gilead that are called Havilah Jair to this day. So they had cities. Okay. And Jair died and was buried in Kamon. Does it say? Here's Kamon. But it has a question mark next to it. So Kamon is down below Gilead. But it looks like they're having trouble finding the exact location, but near there. Okay. So what happens when the judges would die? You know what would happen. They'd start worshiping all these false gods again. Okay, so verse 6. Then the sons of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord. They never learned. Served the Baals and the Asheroth, the gods of Aram, the gods of Sidon, the gods of Moab, the gods of the sons of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines. Thus they forsook the Lord and did not serve him. Now, I did a little digging up because these are, most of these are like Baal-related gods, but let me just go over, I made some notes. I looked up these different gods. So the gods of Aram, those were deities associated with the region of Aram. So present-day Syria and northern Mesopotamia. I didn't get much information on them. So the gods of Sidon, there was one called Eshmun, Eshmun. That was a Phoenician god of healing and renewal of life. It was a male god, the main god worshipped by them. And it was associated with spring and vegetation. And it was equated with the Babylonian deity Tammuz. In Sidon, they also worshiped Baal. So Baal was a common thing they worshiped. Okay, now the gods of Moab. There was Baal Peor, associated with Baal. They worshipped him at Baal Peor, and he was a local manifestation of Baal. So it was kind of like some places would have their own version of Baal. Kind of interesting. Okay. In Sidon, they also worshiped Baal. So they had Baal and they had their own version of Baal. Okay, the gods of Moab. Baal Peor, again, and a local manifestation of Baal. Chemosh, Chemosh. The Moabites' main deity was this guy, Chemosh, Chemosh. And this is in an area, they were in modern-day Jordan. And this Chemosh was a destroyer or a fish god. Okay, and then the gods of Ammon, there was this god called Milcom, Milcom. That was their national god, and it was closely associated with their human rulers. Baby, move. Kiki, move. You're in my way. Get out of mommy's way. Move it. Okay, so, this Milcom worshipped in Ammon. It was their national god and closely associated with their human rulers. Another name for this was Molech, associated with child sacrifice. And they called this god their king. Now, Molech is another child sacrifice god. Okay, and the gods of the Philistines were Dagon, god of grain and agriculture. And that's as far as I got on my note-taking. So let's keep reading. So these are some of the deities in addition to Baal that they worshipped. Okay, God is jealous. So the anger of the Lord burned against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines and into the hands of the sons of Ammon. I should have looked up the sons of Ammon and got more information, but let's just keep going. They afflicted and crushed the sons of Israel that year, For 18 years they afflicted the sons of Israel who were beyond the Jordan in Gilead, in the land of the Ammonites. So yeah, they were really oppressing the Israelites for 18 years, like over here. It's a long time, okay? The sons of Ammon crossed the Jordan to fight against Judah, Benjamin, and the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was greatly distressed. So not only did they do that, but they crossed over the Jordan and they harassed all the Israelites on that side as well. Then the sons of Israel cried out to the Lord, saying, "We have sinned against you, for indeed we have forsaken God and served the Baals." They always cry out when they're in trouble. They don't want to worship God until they're in trouble from these people. And they're bringing this on themselves. The Lord said to the sons of Israel, "Did I not deliver you from the Egyptians, the Amorites, the sons of Ammon, and the Philistines? Also when the Sidonians, the Amalekites, and the Moabites oppressed you, you cried out to me, and I delivered you from their hands. Yet you have forsaken me and served other gods. Therefore I will no longer deliver you." He's had it with them. "Go and cry out to the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your distress." So the Lord is like, you worship all these other false gods that don't even exist. Go call on them to help you. The sons of Israel said to the Lord, "We have sinned. Do as ever, whatever seems good to you. Only please deliver us this day." So they put away the foreign gods from among them and served the Lord, and he could no longer bear the misery of Israel no longer. And he could bear, let me read that again. So they put away the foreign gods from among them and served the Lord, and he could bear the misery of Israel no longer. So they quit worshiping the false gods and they start worshiping him again, and they keep crying out. And I think this really shows the character of God. He could bear their misery no longer. No matter how they turn their back on him, he can't stand their distress. It troubles him so much. So we can think of that in terms of our own lives. If we're under distress, it's going to trouble him. It's going to trouble the Lord. Okay. Then the sons of Ammon were summoned, and they camped in Gilead. And the sons of Israel gathered together and camped in Mizpah. The people, the leaders of Gilead, said to one another, "Who is the man who will begin to fight against the sons of Ammon? He shall become head over all the inhabitants of Gilead." So this is going to lead us into our next judge, which is going to be, it's spelled Jepthah. He's going to be the 9th judge. And anyway, so the sons of Ammon that are harassing them are camped at Gilead. I keep bringing up Gilead. And anyway, the 9th judge is going to come up. God can't stand the Israelites distressed no matter how much they treat him. And he's going to rescue them again. He always does. He always comes to their aid. He is faithful, but they are not. So anyway, that's a nice short lesson, but let's get into chapter 11 next time.